Good day, everyone, especially to you, ma'am, and to my fellow classmates. By the way, my name is Thea April Joy Dita Balanza with my co-reporters Dylan Willie, Abton Abriento, and Charles Adrian Hunyo Malalis. And we are here today to talk about performing arts, the music, and theater. But before we go on to the topic, we will have a short games activity. It is called Four Pigs in One Word. So the mechanics for this gameplay or this activity is very simple. Each level displays four pictures linked by the one word. The player aims to work out what the word is from a set letters given below to the picture. So since it is a pre-recorded report, so the three person na una makasend kay Abrianto og the correct answer is naay prizes, which is 20 pesos load or 20 pesos Gcash. So let's go, student. So our game is called Four Pigs in One Word. So the first game, this is one. This is the game one. So do you think what is it? And then the second, game number two. And lastly, the game number three. And that's all for our activity. And now, Mr. Malalis will discuss all about the performing arts. Malalis?
Thank you so much, Mr. Balanza. Good day, everyone. I'm Charles Adrian Malalis. I'm the first reporter about music. So the object about the performing arts, rather. So the objective at the end of this discussion, we will able to recognize the origin and importance of music and drama, display an ability to do songwriting, and display an ability to perform stage drama. Next slide, please. So the first topic will be music. Next. Nature and importance of music. In early times, people have taken pleasure in creating music, either by singing or playing an instrument. The earliest instruments were played over 35 years ago, using shells and hollow mammoth bones as wind instruments. Drums made from animal hides were also utilized by primitive tribes as a means of communication and signaling. In the creation of enjoyment of music have been a fundamental part of human culture for 1,000 of years. Evidence of early musical instrument dates back to prehistoric times, with discoveries of flutes made from animal bones and ivory, and drums that made from animal hides. The use of music in early societies was not just for entertainment, but also for communication and religious rituals. For example, some African tribes use drums to communicate with one another over long distances, with each drum beat having a specific meaning. Similarly, many Native American cultures incorporate music and dance into their spiritual practices. So, therefore, music has played a significant role in human history and continues to be loved form of expression and entertainment today's generation. Next slide, please. Music. It is the sound. It is the use of sound to create patterns. These patterns can evoke and stir up emotions and images in listeners' minds, such as excitement or joy. It is an art of the sense of sound, which expresses emotions and ideas via the elements of melody, harmony, rhythm, timbre, and resonance. So music is indeed the art of using sound to create patterns that can evoke emotions and images in listeners' minds. These patterns are created by combining various musical elements such as melody, harmony, rhythm, timbre, and resonance. So the musical instruments and the musical element rather will be discussed later. So before that, the lyrical music involves um, the synchronization of words and sound that put together. So when lyrics are added to music, the resulting form is called lyrical music. Lyrics are the words that are sung or spoken in a song and can convey a wide range of emotions and ideas. The synchronization of words and sounds in lyrical music is a crucial, as it can enhance the emotion impact of a music and create more immersive experience for the listeners. So music is a powerful art that can communicate complex emotions and ideas through the creative use of sounds. The combination of musical elements can create a unique and meaningful experience for listeners. Next slide, please. So, in ancient Greece, music played an important role in ancient Greek society and was present in various aspects of daily life, including marriages, funerals, and religious ceremonies. There are fragments of Greek musical notations and literary reference to ancient Greek music, which provide insight into the sound and role of music in society, the economics of music, and the importance of professional musicians. Archaeological remains also reveal depictions of music being performed on ceramics and other artifacts. So, music played an integral role in ancient Greek music and society, and it was present in various aspects of daily life. It was used in religious ceremonies, marriages, funerals, and even as a form of entertainment. There are fragments of Greek musical notation and literary references to ancient Greek music that provide insight into the sound and role of music in society. For example, the famous philosopher Plato wrote extensively about music in his work about that entitled The Republic. It described the use of music in education and society. So also, in Greece, the professional musicians played an important role in ancient Greek society, and there was an entire profession dedicated to music. These musicians were highly respected and well paid, and they performed at various events and ceremonies throughout the year. The economics of music were also important in ancient Greece, with wealthy patrons often sponsoring the musicians and funding their performances. So the music was significant part uh, in ancient Greek culture and played an important role in various aspects of their daily life. The remnants of ancient Greek music, both in literary reference and archaeological artifacts, rather, provide valuable insights into the sound and role of music in in their fascinating period of history. Next, please. So, in ancient Greece, the word music comes from Moses, the daughters of Zeus and patron goddesses of creative and intellectual endeavors. Next slide. So, music defines the soothing tones as well as the sounds, e- either in a single line or melody or more than one line or harmony that are created by one or more instruments and or voices or both. It is an organized melodious sound in succession that produces a compassioning having unity, harmony, and continuity. It is it indeed that music is defined by soothing tones and sounds created by instruments. So music is a form of creative expressions that involve the use of various elements such as melody, harmony, rhythm, and timbre. It is to create a composition that engage the listener's emotions and imaginations. These elements can combine in different ways to create different styles and genres of music from classical to rock to hip hop. Next, please. Ay, sorry. Pakibalik sa po. Sorry. So, music involves a pattern of sounds and melody produced by various musical instruments, voices, and their combinations to give feeling of pleasure and entertainment to the audience who are listening to it. So, music is a complex and dynamic art that involves the creative use of sounds and melody to create compositions that engage and entertain the listeners. It has the power to evoke emotions, inspire, and bring people together, make it an essential part of human culture and experience. Next, please. So, music can be played on numerous instruments belonging to numerous categories such as percussion instruments, both instruments, string instruments, wind instruments, and keyboard instruments. Next. So the purpose or functions of music. First, it provides pleasures and relaxes the senses. So music has the power to stimulate our senses and evoke emotions. It can evoke feelings or joy, sadness, or relaxation. Listening to music can also be a form of stress relief and a way to unwind after a long day. So the second, it can encourage moral qualities. Music can convey messages or moral values to listeners. Some songs have lyrical that encourage positive qualities such as love, respect, and honesty, while others may discourage negative behavior such as use or violence. ay, drug use or violence rather. And also music can be used to promote social justice or raise awareness about the important issues. So the third, it can be a means of communication. Music can be used as a means of communications in various forms such as opera, musicals, and harana. So harana, it is a traditional Filipino courtship music. So in these forms, music is used to convey stories and emotions and to communicate messages and ideas to the audience. And the fourth and the one, um, it can perform purgative and therapeutic function. Music has been shown to have a purgative or therapeutic functions, particularly in the release of pent-up emotions such as fear, anger, and sadness. Listening to music can help us process and cope with difficult emotions and can be used as tool in therapy to promote healing and emotional expressions. Some studies have also suggested that music can have physiological benefits such as reducing stress and anxieties levels. So, therefore, the music is a powerful and multifaceted art that can provide pleasure and also convey moral values and rather. Sorry. So it also serves as a means of communications and perform therapeutic or purgative functions. It has an ability to evoke emotions and connect us to another person, making it an essential part of human culture and experience. So in this next slide, Ms. Tabalanza will report about the next topic. Ms. Tabalanza.
Thank you, Mr. Malalis. So let's move on to the elements of music. So in music, we have six elements, which is the melody, rhythm, dynamics, harmony, timbre, and texture. So by the way, what is melody? So melody, it is also known as a musical line. It is a combination of beat and rhythm. Some say duration. Sometimes it is considered to be the theme of composition, we might characterize melody by its contour, rising or falling. Or scale steps, and it's smooth. It's said to be conjunct melody. So also melody, it is a crucial element of music because it helps to convey emotion, capture attention to the listener, provide structure, create contrast, and set the mood. So without melody, music would be less expressive, less memorable, and less engaging for the listener. So in elements of music, so one of the important is the melody. And the next, rhythm. So rhythm is a music has a time element that is organized into specific rhythm or pattern. This rhythm is heard in relation to steady pulse or tempo, which is organized into meter or time signature. So meter organize beats into a group, usually of two or more three beats, and beats can be divided into small units of two, three, or four subdivision. Understanding matter and subdivision is important for the musician. It is provide a framework for creating a performing music in a consistent and organized way. So based on the picture, so we have a notes and the rest. So notes and the type, the whole, half, quarter, eight, 16, and the rest and the beat. So also rhythm, it is a crucial element of the music because it is provide structure, movement, energy, and interest of a music of a person who listen to the music. And also rhythm, it is the foundation upon which the other elements of music are built and will craft a rhythm that can make a piece of music more engaging and interesting and emotional impact to the person who listen or a person listener to the music. So rhythm, then next is dynamics. So dynamics in the music, dynamics refer to the volume or loudness of a sound. It is represented on the score as F for loud and P for soft. A composition that has both extremely soft and extremely loud passages are said to have a wide dynamic range. So, dynamics can change suddenly or gradually, which are represented in musical notation as a crescendo gradually getting louder or decrescendo gradually getting softer. And then, understanding dynamic is important for the musician uh, as it allows for expression and emotional interpretation in their performances. So, this is the based on the picture, this is a dynamic in music, the definition and symbol. So term, the symbol, and the definition. So for even you watch the guys, and then dynamics also is a critical aspect of a music that allows the composer, performers, and listener to shape and interpret the music expression. So, see, dynamics is very important in the music, especially because it can help to the performer and composer, and also to the listener to shape and interpret what is the message of the music, and also a skilled musician knows how to use dynamics to create a compelling and emotional performance. And a knowledgeable listener understands how to appreciate the subject note and dynamics in the piece of music. So, see, dynamics, it helps in the music to understand what is the message of the music. If you, if a person who listen then that music, and then next is harmony. Harmony refers to the use of chords progression, and melodies that create a pleasing and unified sound. It is the combination of different musical elements, such as rhythm, melody, and texture, that work together to create a sense of unity and balance in the music. So, si harmony, ang purpose ni harmony is to balance and unity in the music. So Harmony also is one of the crucial elements of music that adds depth, texture, complexity, and emotional impact. Um, See, harmony, it is provide also a structure and direction to the music and can be used to create mood and interest. A skilled musician knows how to use harmony to create a compelling and emotional performance. And a knowledgeable listener understands how to appreciate and how to appreciate harmony in piece of music. So, and then for the timbre, also known as tone, color, or sound quality, it what distinguishes one instrument from another and differentiate between vowel sounds. Some terms used to describe timbre include bright, dark, brassy, ready, harsh, noisy, thin, bassy, pure, raspy, shrill, mellow, and strained. It is best to avoid describing timbre in emotional terms, as that is not the quality of the sounds, but rather its effect of interpretation. Naming the instrument is often the most straightforward way of describing its timbre. One of Once we have become familiar with the sounds and names of a few instruments, so based on the picture, this is the some instrument: the tuning fork, the flute, the voice, and the guitar. So timbre, also known as I wa- timbre is it is a crucial element also in music, because it is provide variety, interest, mode, and expression. It is the unique character of sound that can make a piece of music memorable and emotional impactful to the person who listens in the music. Um, a skilled musician knows how to use the timbre to create compelling and expressive performance. And then lastly is in the elements of music is texture. Texture, it is refers to the numbers of tones one is expected to apprehend simultaneously rather. A for the monophonic. Monophonic, it is result when one melody is used or played with no accompaniment whatsoever. So for letter B is a polyphonic. It happens when two or more melodies are played together, also known as a contrapuntal music. And then last is a homophonic. So homophonic, it means it's a result when one melody is supported with harmonies. So in elements of music, texture is one also the important, and because texture is a crucial element also in the music that provide depth, richness, interest, and a variety. Texture, it is the way of different musical sounds and elements and combined to create a complex and engaging musical experience. Skilled musician known how to use texture to create compelling and expressive performance, and a knowledgeable listener understand how to appreciate the subtle of texture in a piece of music. So that's all. And for the next topic, it would be discussed Mr. Abariento.
Hello everyone, my name is Dylan. So I am the last reporter in this group. So I will be discussing the theater. So we all know that theater is involves a live performance, and also it rehearsed performed by a group of actors in front of an audience. So let's proceed. Next slide, please. So, theater. The word theater means a place for seeing. It involves live performance on stage, usually by actors who portray characters in a scripted or improvised story. It is a multidisciplinary art form that combines elements for literature, music, dance, and visual arts to create a unique experience for the audience. According to William Shakespeare, the world is one big stage and that human beings are players or actors on it. So, theater as I said earlier, the performers was use various elements of productions such as lighting, sounds, costumes, and sets to enhance their performance and bring the story to life. Next slide, please. So here are the elements of theater. First is plot. Second one is characters. Next slides. So first is plot. Conflict is a clash of contradiction of actions, ideas, desires, or wills. So first is a person's against another person. Second, a person's against environment. It is external force, society, or fate. So third one is a person's against herself or himself. Conflict with his or her own nature, which is maybe physical, mental, emotional, or moral. So plot is a contradictory. So it is typically included the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. So next is protagonist and antagonist. So protagonist is the central character who can be sympathetic or asympathetic. The forces working against her or him, whether persons, things, conventions of society, or traits of their own character, or the antagonist. So uh, as we learned in our high school or senior high schools, so protagonist is the main character, and the antagonist is the one who against or who force against with the protagonist. Then the third one is artistic unity. So essential to good plot, nothing's irrelevant, good arrangement. So when we say artistic unity is it is the unity of the art, yeah, something like that. Then next is the plot manipulated. So a good plot should not have any justified or unexpected turns or twists, no false lead, no deliberate and misleading information. So when we say plot manipulation can take many forms. For example, a writer might use a plot twist to introduce a sudden and unexpected changes to the story. So such as revealing that a character is not who they appeared so to be, or that a seemingly insignificant detail earlier in the story is actually critical to the plot. So that's the example of plot manipulation. Next. So next one is the characters. So first is direct presentation. Author directly presents their characters by expositions or analysis or through another person. So when we say direct presentation, it is many forms such as narrator explicitly describing a character's physical appearance, personality, or motivations. This is a technique that often used to provide the reader with important information about a character that might not be immediately apparent from their actions or a dialogue. So for example is for another example, I mean, author might use direct presentations to describe a character's background, interests, or values, providing the reader with insights. So that's the direct presentation. When we say indirect presentation, author reveals to us the character in action. So there's a difference between direct and indirect. So which means indirect is used to reveal characters' fears or desires through their internal thoughts or the tone of voice or body language. Next is the character types. A flat character is known by one or two traits, a round character, and many-sided. So a type character is the protagonist, antagonist, round character, static, and round, or even a flat character. These are just a few examples of many different types of characters that authors can use to create a rich and engaging stories. Next, please. So, points of view. Omniscient. A story told by the author using the third person, her or um, his knowledge, control, and prerogatives are unlimited authorial subjectivity. So when we say omniscient is a narrator can also move freely through time and space, providing broader perspectives on the stories or even its event, and this allow the narrator to provide a historical or cultural context as well as a foreshadowing or other literacy devices. Next is limited omniscient, a story in which author associates with a major or a minor character. So it means that it is a point of view that often used to create a suspense, tension, or a mystery in a story. As a reader, can only see events through the limited perspectives of each character the narrator is focusing on. It can also be used to develop character as reader gets a deeper understanding of perspective personality. Next, objective and drama. So the opposite of the omniscient. So it is the opposite of the omniscience. So next, please. Symbol. So when we say symbol, a literal symbol means more than what it is. So very understandable naman nito symbols, 'di ba? Kay we already tackled all about symbols. Okay, next. So let's proceed to the classification of drama. The tragedy, the comedy, the melodrama, and the farce. The first is tragedy. When we say tragedy, so when we say tragedy is according to Aristotle's definition of tragedy, a tragedy is the imitation in dramatic form of an action that is serious and complex with incident arousing a pity. So a central feature of the Aristotelian archetype. So first is the tragic hero is a character of a noble stature and has a greatness. Second is true the tragic hero is a preeminently great. Third is the hero downfall, therefore is a partially her or his own fault. Four is the nevertheless the hero's misfortune is not wholly deserved. Fifth is yet the tragic fool is not pure loss. True, it may result in the hero's death. So tragedy is like for example here the heroes. So there is a tragedy between the heroes and the plot of the story. Namatay siya. So that's the tragedy. So next is comedy. Like tragedy, comedy grew out of early Greek religious festivals honoring the wine god Dionysus, in which joyful tribute was paid to the natural world. So comedy, entertainment, just like that, entertainment. In the theater, there is a comedy on connecting or persuading the audience through their entertainment. So next is melodrama. Arouses pity and fear through cruder means, good and evil are clearly depicted in white and black motifs. Plot is emphasized over character development. Melodrama, it means it is a plot of crying session. Like the drama is very nakakaiyak. Yeah, something like that. So force. So it aims at arousing explosive laughter by using crude means. So kabaliktaran siya. It is kabaliktaran of comedy to farce because farce is something like as physical crude, just like sarcasm, just like that, but the mean of his words are joke, something like that, farce. And next, and that's all, thank you.